Hello all, welcome to the Lobster's Voyage. In today's session, let us look at the derivation part of Michaelis-Menten equation. Basically, in any chemical reaction, the work of the enzyme is to convert the substrate molecule into the product molecule. Therefore, the enzyme directly involves with substrate molecule, it breaks the substrate molecule into the respective product, and at the end we get back the enzyme. When you look at the concentration of the substrate molecule, as the reaction progresses or as the time prolongs, the substrate concentration gradually decreases, but the product concentration gradually increases. And when you want to calculate the rate of chemical reaction, either you can take the substrate concentration into the account or the product concentration into the account, wherein the rate is the concentration of substrate at any given point of time, or the rate is the concentration of the product at any given time. That in turn defines the velocity of the chemical reaction. Rate in other terms is nothing but velocity of the chemical reaction. When the velocity is measured at different concentrations of the substrate, and when it is graphically represented by taking substrate concentration and the velocity in each quadrants, we get two different peaks. One that shows gradual increase up to the point, and after which it saturates. So this graph basically has two different distinct regions. One, the straight line, second one is the plateau region. The straight line graph can be explained using the straight line equation, that is y is equals to mx plus c. But explaining the plateau region is almost impossible using the straight line equation. Therefore, we are in need of an equation called Michaelis-Menten equation. And when you want to look at the definition of the Michaelis-Menten equation, that's a graphical representation of V0, that is the initial velocity of the reaction, Vmax, that is the maximum velocity of the equation, and Km, that's the Michaelis-Menten constant of both zeroth order reaction and the first order reaction. Michaelis-Menten equation runs forward through two hypotheses. One, Michaelis-Menten assumption. The second one is Haldane's assumption, that is pseudo steady state hypothesis. Now looking into the part 1 of the equation, chemical equation, that is Michaelis-Menten assumption, where we consider a general enzymatic reaction which involves the enzyme that reacts with a substrate molecule to form an enzyme substrate complex that disintegrates into respective product, and the enzyme is retrieved back. And when you want to calculate the rate of the chemical reaction, basically this is a bidirectional reaction, therefore it has got both forward reaction and the reverse reaction. The rate constant for the forward reaction is given as K1, and the rate constant for the reverse reaction is given as K minus 1, and similarly the rate constant of the second part of the reaction is given by K2. And in any chemical reaction, the rate of the product formation is directly proportional to the rate of enzyme complex that is broken down. Working on to the quadrants of the product formation and the enzyme substrate complex broken down, we get to write that ES, the molar concentration of the enzyme into the molar concentration of the substrate, which is directly proportional to the disintegration of the enzyme substrate complex, that is ES. Now writing the quadrants into on the same side, we get the molar concentration of the enzyme into the molar concentration of the substrate divided by molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex, which is equal to the rate constant of the reverse reaction divided by the rate of the reaction of the forward reaction. That is nothing but the dissociation constant of any given chemical reaction, and that can be written as Ks. Now substituting Ks in the same equation, we get the molar concentration of enzyme into molar concentration of the substrate divided by molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex, which is equal to the dissociation constant, that is Ks. In any chemical reaction that is involving enzymes in it, not all the enzymes are involved with the substrate molecule, few of them are left free. Therefore, in any enzymatic reaction, we get to find enzymes that are free and enzymes that are involved with the substrate molecule. And when you want to calculate the total number of enzymes in any chemical reaction, you would want to count both the free enzymes and the enzymes that are involved with the substrate molecule. Now taking the total enzyme into the count, that is denoted by E0, when you want to calculate the total enzymes, you take into the account the free enzymes and the concentration of the enzyme substrate complex. Working out for the free enzymes E, you would get to minus the concentration of the total enzymes minus the enzyme substrate complex, and we get the value E, the total number of the enzymes in the chemical reaction. Now equating the value of E in equation number 1, that is the dissociation constant, we get that equating the value of E in equation number 1, you would get to write that E0, replacing E with E0 minus ES, and multiplication of E0 with the substrate concentration and multiplication of the enzyme substrate complex with the substrate concentration, we get to write this step. Now, after the cross multiplication of the dissociation constant with the enzyme substrate complex, we are finally at this step. Moving the molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex into the substrate complex into the left hand side, we get these things like the dissociation constant into the enzyme substrate complex plus enzyme substrate complex into the substrate molecule, which is equal to E0 into substrate concentration. In this, the ES complex is a common factor. That is why I am taking the ES out, and when you take the ES out, the enzyme substrate complex out, you get to write the dissociation constant plus the substrate concentration, which is equal to E0 into substrate concentration. Working on for E0, transferring the dissociation constant into the substrate plus substrate concentration to the denominator on the right hand side, you get to find that the molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex, which is equal to the molar concentration of E0 into the substrate concentration divided by enzyme substrate complex into Ks, dissociation constant, and this is written as equation number 2, and this gives the concentration of the enzyme substrate complex. When the velocity of the chemical reaction has to be calculated in a chemical reaction that is usually involving 2 or more than 2 steps in it, the first step is usually the slowest step, where the enzyme combines with the substrate molecule to form enzyme substrate complex, but the dissociation of the enzyme substrate complex into respective enzyme and product is a quick reaction, and usually for the calculation of velocity we go for the second step of reaction. And the initial velocity of the normal equation or the general equation, E plus substrate gives rise to enzyme substrate complex, it completely depends upon the breakdown of enzyme substrate complex into enzyme plus product, that is V0, which is equal to the molar concentration of enzyme substrate complex and the dissociation constant K2. Now, substituting the value of V0 in the equation number 2, that is enzyme substrate complex reaction, we get V0 is equal to K2, dissociation constant, into molar concentration of E0 into substrate concentration divided by Ks plus substrate molecule. This is written as equation number 3, and this is the formula for the calculation of initial velocity of the chemical reaction. Similarly, when you want to calculate the Vmax, the maximum velocity of the chemical reaction, the maximum velocity of the chemical reaction is attained when the enzyme substrate complex completely disintegrates or dissociates into enzyme and product, giving the total enzyme availability of the total enzyme in the chemical reaction is 100%. Therefore, Vmax calculation depends upon the E0, and for the dissociation constant we take K2 into the account. Therefore, Vmax is equal to E0 into K2. Now, equating the value of Vmax in equation number 3, we get the Michaelis-Menten hypothesis, that is V0 is equal to K2 into E0, that is equal to Vmax into the substrate concentration divided by Ks, dissociation constant, into the substrate concentration. So this is called as Michaelis-Menten hypothesis. Actually Michaelis-Menten stopped the equation right here, but it was continued by another scientist in the part 2 of the Michaelis-Menten equation, that is called as Haldane's principle. Now let us look into the second part of the chemical reaction. The second part of the equation moves ahead with the Haldane's principle of pseudo-steady state hypothesis, wherein he has considered an extra factor from the same general equation that was considered by Michaelis-Menten. In any enzymatic equation which involves enzyme that reacts with the substrate molecule to form enzyme substrate complex that disintegrates into enzyme plus product, but according to the pseudo-steady state hypothesis, Haldane believes that the enzyme substrate complex has got the equal capability to move ahead to form the enzyme plus product molecule, or it can disintegrate back forming the enzyme and the substrate molecule. Therefore, it's a slight deviation from the normal equation that was considered by Michaelis-Menten. And when you write the rate constants of this chemical reaction, wherein the rate of chemical reaction of the products for the reactant molecules, we get these quadrants, that is the rate constant of the forward reaction into the concentration of the enzymes into the concentration of the substrate, which is equal to K minus 1, that is the rate constant of the reverse reaction into the enzyme substrate complex. But here he has taken a subsidiary step or a second step where the K2 enzyme substrate complex, it can disintegrate back into the enzyme and substrate molecule, or it can move ahead with the formation of the product molecule and enzyme molecule. Now working on for the enzymes and the substrate concentrations and taking the rate of reactions, rate constants to a same side of the reaction, we get enzyme concentration into the substrate concentration divided by enzyme substrate concentration, which is equal to K minus 1, that is the rate of the reverse reaction, into K2, the rate of second step, divided by the rate of reaction of the forward reaction. Now the Haldane believes that K minus 1 into K minus 1 plus K2 divided by K1, which is equal to Km, and he states that this is equal to Michaelis-Menten constant. Now we have got to learn that the equation enables us to study the quadrants of the Michaelis-Menten constant, and equating Km in this step, we get the molar concentration of the enzyme into molar concentration of the substrate divided by molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex, which is equal to the Michaelis-Menten constant. Similarly, while you want to calculate the total free enzymes of the chemical reaction, it is very much similar to the first step that is followed by Michaelis-Menten, where E0 is the total free enzymes and E is the enzymes that are free available in the chemical reaction, and ES is the enzyme substrate complex. Working out for E, we get the E0 minus enzyme substrate complex, and now we take it as equation number 6, and substituting the value of equation number 6 in the equation number 5, we get Km, Michaelis-Menten constant, which is equal to E0 minus enzyme substrate concentration into the substrate concentration divided by molar concentration of the enzyme substrate. Substituting S for both E0 and ES, we get Km is equal to the molar concentration of E0 into molar concentration of S minus molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex into molar concentration of the substrate divided by ES, molar concentration of the enzyme substrate complex. Cross multiplying the factors, we get Km into enzyme substrate complex, which is equal to molar concentration of E0 into S minus molar concentration of ES into S. Now let us send the negative factor to the left hand side, LHS side. We get molar concentration of enzyme substrate complex, which is equal to molar concentration of enzyme E0 into molar concentration of the substrate divided by Km, Michaelis-Menten constant, plus the substrate concentration, and this gives us the equation number 7. The velocity of the chemical reaction that involves enzyme purely depends upon the speed of the chemical reaction, and the velocity of this chemical reaction is usually calculated in the first step, that is the disintegration of the enzyme substrate complex into enzyme plus product molecule. And while calculating the initial value, that is the initial velocity of the chemical reaction V0, that purely depends upon the disintegration of enzyme substrate complex into enzyme plus product, that is taken into consideration, and the constant, the dissociation constant being K2. Now substituting the value of V0 in the equation number 7, we get V0 is equal to K2 into the molar concentration of E0 into substrate concentration divided by Michaelis-Menten constant Km plus substrate concentration. That gives us equation number 8. Similarly, while calculating the maximum velocity of the same chemical reaction, we take the taking the availability of the total free enzymes in the chemical reaction. Therefore, E0 is taken into consideration, and the same rate constant K2 is taken into consideration. Now, that gives us the equation number 9, and now substituting the value of V max in or substituting the value of E0 into K2 in the equation number 8, we get V0, which is equal to V max into substrate concentration divided by Michaelis-Menten constant Km plus substrate concentration, and this is called as Michaelis-Menten equation. Though the equation is derived from Haldane using the pseudo steady state hypothesis, it is considered to be the Michaelis-Menten equation because he is the one who derived it for the first time, and this Michaelis-Menten equation gives us the rate constant of any chemical reaction that involves both first order kinetics and zeroth order kinetics, and this is very well used in calculating the rate of chemical reaction which involves more than one form of chemical reactions. I hope you guys have enjoyed the derivation part of this experiment. Kindly like, share, subscribe. Thank you. See you soon.